Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Over 180 people are missing after a plane goes down off of Indonesia. I'm Laura Podesta. I'll have details on what investigators are doing now to figure out why it crashed.
And young voters don't have a good reputation for actually casting votes. Coming up, what some experts are saying about expectations for young voters in the midterm election, now 9 days away.
Just ahead of 6:30 on this Monday, Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley with you. Matt has our forecast in a moment. Our top story this half hour, we're learning more about the Indonesian airplane that crashed overnight with 189 people on board. And as CBS's News' Laura Podesta explains, it was a brand new aircraft that had been delivered to the airline just a few months ago.
The debris field could stretch for miles in the water off Jakarta. Early Monday morning, a Lion Air plane crashed minutes after takeoff from Indonesia's capital. Everyone on board, 179 passengers and 10 crew members, is unaccounted for. Investigators say the search is on for the plane's black box, which could give clues into why Flight 610 went down. We'll use a ping finder because the box emits a high-frequency noise, said the head of the National Transportation Safety Committee. The 737 was a brand new aircraft, having just been delivered to Lion Air in August. The company is one of Indonesia's youngest but biggest airlines, flying to dozens of domestic and international destinations. Today's flight was supposed to land in nearby Pangkal Pinang, Indonesia. Just this summer, the European Union lifted a 10-year blanket ban on all Indonesian airlines, a ban put in place over safety concerns. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Sad story there. Now the crash is the worst airline disaster in Indonesia since an Air Asia flight traveling to Singapore plunged into the sea, killing this was in 2014, killing all 162 people on board. The very latest on that coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning. Right now, Matt joins us. A little damp start to this final few days of October. And it sounds like it's just going to kind of linger for a next little bit.
Much like the warm stretch that kind of lingered for a little while, this next cold stretch is going to be much the same. It's just going to be the opposite end of this pendulum. Right. Looks like we'll be dealing with temperatures this morning right around the upper 30s to low 40s, off and on showers. Nothing particularly heavy, but enough that we may see some patchy fog out there with off and on showers throughout the day. Temperatures topping out into the mid-40s for the Bozeman area, low to mid-40s in Butte, but our daytime highs are going to struggle for most of the week. We're going to talk more about what you can expect, including your Halloween forecast, and a look at the weekend ahead. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. At 6:32 here, we head north for some news in Flathead County. A man is facing charges after stealing a car with a 2-year-old asleep in the back seat. Flathead County Sheriff Chuck Curry says a construction worker contacted 911 saying the man had dropped off a young child at the Zip Trip in Hungry Horse. Short time later, a stolen vehicle report was received from the Hungry Horse Chapel. Columbia Falls police officers spotted it on Highway 2 in Columbia Falls near Super One Foods. Now, as the officer was attempting to stop it, the vehicle crashed into another car. The child was uninjured and it was returned to the parents. The driver of the stolen vehicle and the driver of the other car were uninjured. Sheriff Curry says Isaiah Lee Maura, 22 years old, was then taken into custody without incident.
Now, Saturday was National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. The Drug Enforcement Administration uses the day nationwide to collect old medicines, to focus on safety and focus on the environment. Many participated by dropping off unused prescriptions at collection points for the 7th annual Prescription Drug Take-Back. U.S. military members also help the DEA with the collections. Take Back helps deal with prescription drug abuse and keeps dangerous pollutants out of the river.
And Montana State's University Leadership Institute is hosting a forum on November 5th about the midterm election and the college vote, a vote that typically doesn't have a large turnout. MTN's Medeiros Babb finds out if this midterm election, if younger voters will make their way to the polls.
I'm really excited to see how students turn up and what the implications of that are going to be.
Danny Daly is a political science major and part of the Leadership Institute at Montana State University. She says it can be challenging to get the younger generations out to vote.
I think there's a feeling of disillusionment or that their voice doesn't count for anything when they do cast their ballot.
MSU political science professor Eric Austin says if more students cast their ballots, it could have an impact on the election results.
And if those numbers were maybe as much as 5% higher, that could make some difference in some elections for sure.
18-year-old Ben Lemon already turned in his ballot, something he has never done before.
It was kind of satisfying to vote for the first time, just because it made me feel like I had a voice and made it feel like I had something to say.
And students are pretty fired up about having a voice and being involved in this election. And so encouraging that over the next 2 weeks is really, really essential, and that's something that we're trying to do and our partners in ASMSU are trying to do too.
Daly says for her it's not just about making sure that students go out and vote, but ensuring that they go to the polls educated about what's on their ballot. In Bozeman, Medeiros Babb, MTN News.
Now, close to 30% of absentee ballots have already been returned and have already been recorded in Gallatin County. That's more than any other election year.
Shifting gears just a little bit, Premier Air giving away a furnace system to a person in Gallatin County who's known for serving people in the community. Company asking for nominations for someone who makes a difference in people's lives on a daily basis and is in need of an updated heating system. Owner Michelle Dahman says this is the first time the company has done anything like this before and welcomes people to nominate themselves or someone they believe who is deserving.
We've really been blessed, and we just want to be able to share that with the rest of the community and with others. And we're so thankful that the Gallatin Valley has been supportive of our business, so we really just want to pay it forward and give back to somebody in the best way that we know how, and heating and cooling is how we know.
By the way, the finalists will be chosen the week of Thanksgiving.
I really love that.
That is absolutely
That's a great
cool.
story.
Very good.
Great story. I love this story too. Christian Parrish, also known as Superman, combines Native American culture, some comedy, and some hip-hop culture to captivate his audiences.
His combination of long-held traditions and modern culture have allowed him to engage youth in significant ways. He's also the focus of this week's Under the Big Sky.
Under the Big Sky is sponsored by Rocky Mountain Vein Clinic and Markovich Real Estate.
Crow culture has its own music, has its own rhythms, its own dance. Then you have hip hop. I never put them together like that because I always thought it was almost disrespectful. I was dancing at MSU Bozeman for Native American Heritage Day. We get done presenting culture and we go off to the side and they said, hey, we heard that you guys rap too. We're like, yeah, we do. They're like, you guys should rap for these guys. Yeah, we can, sure. We're gonna go change into our hip hop stuff, come back and rap. And the lady's like, where are you guys going? We're like, well, we're gonna go change and we'll come back. She's like, no, there's no time. We're like, we're dressed in our regalia. And I looked at my nephew, who's a traditional dancer, and he's like, let's just do it. All right, so we get up there in our regalia, put on the beat. We start rapping, in our outfits, and everybody's like, what the heck is this? This is cool, all right. It just became unique at that moment. It became something different. We get done, and I see one of our elders walking over, and I'm like, oh no. He's gonna say something, like, boy, shouldn't have done that, what are you doing? As he got closer, I looked up, and he took his hat off. He said, grandson, that was pretty damn powerful. He said, I want to shake your hand. He said, you boys, you got up there and you showed all these people you're proud to be Native. You talked about the history of the dance, you knew what you were talking about. I heard you talking about being drug and alcohol free, being a father, a family man. And then you spoke the language of those youth, which was hip hop. You boys keep that up. And so to hear it, from our own elders, it was a good thing to put the two cultures together as long as you have good intentions and a good heart doing it, and you're able to present that in a respectful manner.
Great stuff there. Now visit underthebigsky.com to watch or rewatch any of our stories on that one.
He's incredible.
Very cool.
And if you follow him on Instagram, he goes to so many different elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and he'll always do a little preview of the microphone. And then he'll show the crowd, and then after he presents, he'll say, whatever town he's in, where are you at? What's going on? And the kids are going nuts. I mean, he is absolutely contagious.
I love the blending of his traditional culture with the modern voice.
He is magnetic. Keep doing it, Superman. We love you.
Very cool. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. Matt has your forecast, and then a final look at our headlines on this Monday.
Early voting is underway here in Florida, where the Republican governor is trying to unseat a 3-term Democratic senator. I'm Kenneth Craig in Chipley with a look at a race the country is watching in a swing state known for close elections.
Good morning. Ahead here on CBS this morning, we'll look into what may have caused a plane with nearly 200 people on board to crash off the coast of Indonesia and what investigators are finding at the scene. And Bianna Golodriga leads our coverage from Pittsburgh in the wake of the synagogue shooting. She tells us how the community is remembering the 11 victims. Plus, hear from the rabbi who helped save some of the congregants. We'll see you right at 7.